Friends, hello and welcome back. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic day. So the Columbus Blue Jackets have been making a splash thus far in what is, well, technically their offseason. Obviously, offseason is, it's coming shortly. Possibly a couple games left in the Stanley Cup. We'll see if Florida can bounce back here. But Blue Jackets making a lot of moves. The Blue Jackets now recently have acquired Damon Severson from the New Jersey Devils, and they have acquired Provorov from the Philadelphia Flyers. And both situations, the Blue Jackets really, buying low on guys with some potential. Now, obviously, Severson, I don't think the Devils didn't have any intention to keep this guy. And the Blue Jackets were saying, here's a third-round pick to guarantee we can get this 8th year. He doesn't hit free agency. And, maybe that works for them. Because of that 8th year, they have a $6.2 million. I really don't know what Severson was going to get in free agency. Obviously, he would only got 7 years. He would have went into a bidding war with other teams. So Blue Jackets said, here's a third-round pick. And I guess they thought that's where he was. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to think of Severson's contract as a Blue Jackets fan. I'm really not. I thought 6.2 was kind of high. I did. But at the same time, was that what the asking price was going to be? It was a thin free agency. You had to expect, at least most are saying it's kind of a thin free agency where you're saying, okay, if that's the case, you're going to pay a little bit more for some of these guys this season. Some guys might get a little bit of an overpayment. And the Blue Jackets said, let's lock this guy down. The 8 years always concerns me because he's 28, he's going to be 36. But if you're also the Blue Jackets, you look and say, hey, we're trying. You look at the team. They want to win now. I think they've made that known. They bring in a coach. You got Laine, you got Gaudreau, you got, if Ken Johnson can take the step. You got some solid players on offense, and the defense struggled last season. The injuries obviously didn't help, but you bring Werenski back healthy. You bring Provorov over, who hopefully can bounce back to what Provorov used to be. And then Damon Severson, do we get Damon Severson of last season? Damon Severson of 2 seasons ago? The thing was Damon Severson, this is what concerns me about the $6 million is, he was doing a lot of third-line minutes on the Devils this season. It's like, but, a lot of Devils fans will say, hey, well, he wouldn't have been a third liner on most teams. He's a top 4 defenseman on both teams, but it still makes me a little bit nervous. I'm being completely honest, especially because the season before, you look at the stats, they don't lie. I believe Severson was trying to break records with a plus minus the season before. He actually, no, he did minus 14. He actually really bounced back in 2020. Which year? I was a couple years ago, minus 27 that year, minus 31. It's been a few years. And obviously the Devils weren't the best. You can't look at plus minus as the only metric, but I remember that one season he was down there. But hey, he's a Blue Jacket now. And Damon Severson has all of our love and support over here in Columbus. And him and Provorov both hopefully can go out there and make a difference for this hockey team. You go from Werenski and friends to a really bona fide defense here if you're the Blue Jackets. What's Werenski's overall? 87. Okay, to a really bona fide defense. And again, you say, can Ken Johnson take the next big step? Can Roslovic continue to play well? Can we get some of these younger guys like Chinnikov to really take a next step? Blue Jackets can make some moves or could make some noise. It was an injury-riddled season. You talk about a top draft pick coming in. I'm kind of excited. I'm really happy to see. Again, who knows where these guys go. At the end of the day, I always think like, hey, yeah, was it overpayment? Maybe it wasn't. But would you rather go after free agents, pay a little extra, and get something guaranteed, or just have the extra cap space, spend nothing, and watch the team suffer? And I think that's kind of the thing that's really nice about it, saying, hey, we're going to spend this money. We got some cap space. We're going to spend it. We want to win. And from that perspective, you got to appreciate it, because especially as a Columbus fan, we kind of understand, like, nobody's guaranteed to ever want to come here. A lot of star players want to leave. So when you get the chance to lock some solid bona fide players down for a long-term contract, you go in there and you chase that down. If you're the Blue Jackets, say, we'd rather have the guaranteed than say, oh, I hope this guy in a couple years wants to stay here. Or I hope this guy wants to sign a contract extension. So saying, let's get the guys that will be happy to be here, happy to take that, Severson, well, whatever, make that trade happen, was sign and extend here at the Blue Jackets kind of deal here. Blue Jackets in this sim, though, they started hot, 6-1, maybe 21-16 now, 3rd place in the division. They're currently in a playoff spot, so they're playing some solid hockey. They was playing some solid hockey. They had to quit losing hockey games. Big series there against Toronto. They're going to split the series, lose at home, win on the road. Interestingly enough, they're going to get a couple points out west. Blue Jackets still riding that 3rd place spot in the division. It's a tight race right now. Only a few points to separate them between them and the Devils. The Devils, a team Severson list now. How did the Devils do without Severson? The Blue Jackets are 2 points in, and they are going to squeak into playoffs against the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers, who went 63, 13, and 6 on the season. What a season by the New York Rangers. How'd the squad look? Lining dang near dropped a 40 burger. 76 points out of Gaudreau. Kent Johnson, we talked about that next step. 53 points, solid. Roslovic, 46. Boquist had 44 points. Pretty good outing there. 12 goals, 32 assists. Him and Renski both. We've seen Provorov was a minus 16. All right. I get 33 points, 11 goals. That you know, I don't know if about the minus 16, minus 12 out of Severson. Again, all right. Somehow we made playoffs. A lot of minuses out there. We're not going to question it. Whatever they had to do. 909 save out of Merzlikins. That's what we need. 909, 910. We need Merzlikins to bounce back is what I think he's capable of doing. I think when you start to get that formidable bunch, everybody's healthy, everybody starts to play stronger in front of each other, you kind of expect Merzlikins to bounce back as well. I can't believe he's 29. Tarasov, 3.31. Not the greatest season, but it is what it is. I want to see what happened down in New York there for a second. I was interesting how they had so many points this season. That was a season they just put up. That was 121 out of Patrick Kane. That'll do it. They had Patrick Kane in the lineup this season, a full season since the Rosso is that way. Panarin 107. Obviously, Kane, Panarin, going to be a different story next season for the Rangers, but we're going to run into them guys into the playoffs. 132 points. It's going to be tough sledding. 2.93 goals for. Blue Jackets squeaked into playoffs with 88 points. I don't think, it's possible. I don't know if we see that happen in real life, though. 88's a low total, but nonetheless, Blue Jackets are going to be happy to say, hey, they're going to be a playoff contender. And that's exciting hockey. Anything can happen once playoffs happen, or playoffs come. And that's just the way you got to look at it. I mean, look at Florida this season. Nobody was expecting them to get past Boston. They got hot. Dang near won a Stanley Cup. Still could win a Stanley Cup. Series ain't over yet. 3-1. We're going to go to Game 7 against the Rangers, though. Blue Jackets with a chance to upset the President's Trophy winning New York Rangers in the first round. Blue Jackets Rangers tied at 0 after 1. We have Marchenko. We have Pedersen with the Genos in the second period. For Blue Jackets out there, I forgot Tarasenko as well. Blue Jackets out there making some noise. Merzlikins playing some good netminder back there. So it's Shesterkin, and there's the goal by Hedl for the New York Rangers. 9 minutes left. Momentum in the Rangers' favor. Blue Jackets empty-handed on their power play. Rangers, see if they can get anything going here. Merzlikins making some saves on the outside. Defense has been pretty strong for the Blue Jackets. We're going to have an overtime period here. Next goal wins. Next team advances, or winner advances. It's the Rangers. Blue Jackets will get bounced in the first round. They will take it to Game 7. I tell you what, the Blue Jackets can take the President's winning team to Game 7. I mean, one of the most dominant teams in the league, and Game 7 reminds me of the Tampa Bay Lightning series. They can do that. That's exciting. I mean, you lost Game 7 to the Stanley Cup champions. They did all right. Love you guys' thoughts on these trades, though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.